Hey, what's up? I'm KASEYKOCHANSKI. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to do a review and first impression of the Abh Prism palette. I always say Abh because Anastasia or Anastasia is like the hardest shit for me to say, so I just don't. But I am really excited to be getting into this. This is one of those palettes that when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, I have to have that because it's extremely unique. It's not like anything else that I own. And with new seasons comes new palettes, and we all see like those really warm, bronzy tones most of the time, which I do love those too. But this one is just like so unique and I love it, and it was a joy using. So in the video you'll see my first impressions. I didn't have anything planned, I just winged it and I loved how it turned out. So if you want to watch me create something amazing with this here palette, or if you want to hear my opinions and see how this performs, stay tuned and I'm going to show you and tell you all about this. So if you haven't seen her yet, this is what she looks like. Nice velvet packaging with gold detail. Really beautiful, really chic. Will definitely look nice on your vanity if you are someone that likes to display your palettes. There are 14 shades inside. So many of them are opposites of one another, and I think that's really interesting because there's just so many palettes now that all the colors go together. Like for instance, like the Tarte Lip in Bloom, which is a favorite of mine because I mean, this is really beat up, I use it a lot, but something like this is easy to travel with because you have colors that are going to go together. Something like this is interesting and fun, and it's not necessarily going to be a day-to-day to most people, so I think that it's really, really cool to have palettes like this in your collection to just kind of like pull out and play with. Overall, I just really like where they went with this one. I haven't used it yet, so I guess we will see how it performs. So I just zoomed you in nice and tight so that you can see what I'm doing. And I think that I'm going to go in with this shade called LUCID first. This shade is giving me Bon Fresco vibes from their Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a little bit deeper, in my opinion. I decided to throw on a shadow shield just because I don't know what colors I'm going to be dipping into. I haven't played with this palette yet, so I'm not sure how much fallout there is, and I just don't want to make a big mess out of things. Moving along, I think I'm going to go into OSIRIS, which is the shade right here. It looks to me like a bluish, purpley shade with a pinkish purple shift. It's very interesting. I'm just going to put this on the outer and inner corners. Ooh. This is a lot prettier than I thought. As I was picking it up on my brush, it seems like it wasn't really grabbing much product. Now, I see that it's actually packing on quite nicely. I'm actually really happy that it's pulling a little bit more navy blue. In the pan, it looks to me a little more purple blue, but on the lid, it looks like a true navy with like a slight purple shift. So this color has a lot more pigment than I was expecting. Blues are a little bit difficult. I've had trouble in the past with different brands and navy blue just not giving me the pigment that I was looking for. A lot of the times navy blue looks amazing in the pan, and then when you put it on the eye it gets a little patchy. So I'm pleasantly surprised. This is blending out very nicely. And there's like not a lot of fallout. For such a dark, rich color, there's truly not that much fallout. I'm impressed. I'm just gonna go back in with my transition shade and just blend this out a little bit. Taking my finger, I'm gonna go in with Dimension, which is this shade right here, and I'm just gonna pop that right to the center of my lid. Ooh. So this shade is like oh man, this is so unique. It is a purpley, silvery, pinky, interesting shade. I am actually really loving this one. Going back in with OSIRIS, I'm going to go and blend the two of those shades together and start adding a little bit more depth in the crease. Taking a clean brush, I'm just going to buff out any harsh edges. Next, I think I'm going to go in with Obsidian, which is this black shade, and I'm going to deepen the inner and outer corners. And just a tiny bit. Wow, this is a really freaking black eyeshadow. Damn. This is like super matte black, but this is really intense. just on the inner corner like that. Ooh, super intense. And just on the outer corner. This is just going to add a little bit more dimension to this look. I'm just going to go in. Woo! Man, that really like coats the brush. Damn. You see this? Really cool. Okay. Just going to shake off. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fallout, but that's to be expected. It's super matte. I'm just going to place it right here in the inner corner. Okay. I think we definitely have to build it up. I'm just building. Whoa, now it's starting to like really intensify. Now I'm going to take Lucid, which is the shade right here. It is a whitish shade with a, gosh, these are so interesting. A whitish shade with golden, yellowy, like grainy, bluish shift. Very interesting. I'm just going to load up my brush with that and just blend out the edges of that. Okay, no, I'm not. So I wet my brush and then I'm going to go in with the Lucid shade and just go over top of sphere, but just blend things together. So it's more of like a green inner corner highlight. Okay, so by the end of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you should have something like this. I'm going to go in and grab MAC Strobe Cream and put it around the parameters of my face. Alright, now that that's all absorbed into my skin, I'm going to go in with Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Damn, my hair is like crazy right now. Okay, I heard these were a dupe for Shape Tape, and I decided to try it out. These are $3. Shape Tape is like almost $30. So I tried these out, and I'm so pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm not even kidding. They don't have a huge shade range, which is like a massive bummer, but I did happen to find one that matches my skin tone, and they work really, really nice. So I'm happy I found this. I'm just going to apply this under my eyes. I always get redness right here, so I like to apply a little concealer here. And then on like any imperfections that I have. Once it's all blended in, I'm going to grab LA Girl Pro Conceal in Toast. A little goes a long way. I put it on the back of my hand to warm it up. And then I just put 3 dots here. And then I'll blend it out, then I'll move on and do a little more and then a little more. Some people map out where they want all their contour at once and they put cream dots everywhere. I don't like to do that because it sets and then it's really hard to blend, so I'm just going to go in and lightly blend this out. You want to go circular motions that are going upward. So as you're blending, you're not going to like pull down, you're going to be pulling upwards. I like to add a little bit along the hairline just to bring some warmth back into my complexion. A little bit underneath here. When you're doing the underneath of your jaw, you don't want to stretch your neck out because when you relax, the skin's going to move and the line that you created when your neck was stretched is now going to be up here somewhere. So you're just going to have a random line on your face. So just look as if you were in conversation with someone. Just relax your neck, and that's where your contour is going to go, because that's the position that your face is going to be in most of the time. Alright, so contour is on. I'm just going to go in with What's Up highlighter on the high points of my cheeks, down my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and in this region above my eyebrow. I like to use a beauty sponge to blend this out. So to finish off my face, I'm just going to do a little cheek color. This is MAC Melba, per usual. That's like my thing. Just blend this all together. So off camera I did my liner, my lashes, and I threw on a little liquid lip. This is KYLIE Exposed, and I put Over the Top by Dose of Colors on top of this just because I find this one to be a little bit drying and I needed a little bit of hydration, so Dose of Colors came in clutch. I'm really loving this look. This palette was a lot of fun to play with because, I mean, come on, the colors are just insane. Every single color that I used today, now granted I didn't dabble into any of the other shades, but the colors that I used today were beautiful. Every single shade blended beautifully. Lucid was probably the only shade that gave me a little bit of trouble. I think it's more of like a wash of color type of shade. It's not intense at all. It's very, very light. So if you use it properly, I think it could be a really awesome shade. ABH did an incredible job, and I was really happy to play with this. I hope that you had fun watching this. I hope you learned something. I hope that I kind of like got the creative juices flowing and I've inspired you to go out and try something different with your makeup. So thank you so much as always, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.